Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are taking a look at something that is really cool, because not only do we have a Mattel Jurassic World dinosaur here, we have a canceled Mattel Jurassic World dinosaur here. Not only is it like a canceled figure, but this is an entirely canceled species that at one point in time we did hear quite a bit of rumors and actually had even seen a tag for at Walmart, although it wasn't quite this version. But there were rumors at one point in time that we would be getting a Lythronax in the Mattel line, and again a tag popped up at Walmart for one, which would have been a larger version, and I think might have been replaced with the Allosaurus, the Extreme Damage Allosaurus. I can't really recall what the story was there, but I do remember there being a tag at Walmart for a Lythronax in the Mattel line, and then it kind of disappeared, and we never actually got one. However, this is a minifigure version of the Mattel Lythronax that remains unreleased, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on this thanks to a good friend of mine that actually had, I think 2 of them, 3 of them, something like that. He is a prototype collector, so he had a few of them, and this one actually had a little bit of damage, which as we turn it around we can see it is missing an arm, and also looks like it's maybe missing a finger, but he offered it to me, and I of course took it, because why in the world would I not want to have a Lythronax from Mattel? So I figured we'd just take a closer look at it here, kind of give you guys an idea as far as what the figure would have looked like. And if you look here at the head sculpt, you can see it looks pretty decent. One thing that I think really impresses me specifically is the feather detail on the figure. However, as we can see moving through the figure, it's not fully feathered. There's definitely some skin textured areas, like here in the face it looks like it's primarily like a skin textured look, maybe a few feathers popping up here and there. You can see the nostrils, the eye, everything like that. But up here on the top of the head, you start to see some feathers kind of creeping in, moving along the top of the dinosaur's head, leading back into the neck. But then here you see some more skin texture popping up, and as you lead down into the arms, it looks like maybe we've got a mixture of skin texture and some smaller feathers leading down through, and then leading back up into the back of the dinosaur, we see some really quite impressive feather detail leading along the upper part of the ribs and then up into the back, again following along the spinal column. However, leading back here, you again see the skin texture return, leading down into the thigh. We can see a little bit of skin texture, but then we also have feathers kind of following along the back of the thigh and then down over the kneecap before again disappearing and then leading down into more of a skin textured look into the foot sculpt. We can see dew claws and everything when we take a look at the opposing side there. And then we lead back up here. We have feathers kind of following along the upper side of the tail, skin texture for the underside, with a fairly decent little display of plumage out here on the end of the tail. Same deal for the underside. We do have an articulated jaw on the figure, which is fairly common for, a lot of the Mattel theropod minis, or at least previously, with the newer ones. We do get them occasionally, but they are a lot smaller now, so we don't get too many articulated jaws compared to what we used to get. But obviously, you can see, taking a look at the opposing side, for the most part, it's pretty close to the same as what we had seen on the first side, just the leg is in a little bit of a different position, and if the arm were still here, that as well is in a little bit of a different position. We can see the tongue, or we could if my camera would focus, the tongue on the inside of the mouth. Focus, camera, there we go. Almost had it. Almost. Well, there's a tongue in there. There we go. You can see the tongue on the inside of the mouth and some okay detail throughout the teeth and everything sculpted out. So definitely unfortunate that we did not get this figure. I really would have liked to have seen this not just in the minis but in the main line as well. Would have been really cool to see a Lythronax get released. And, considering they obviously have a sculpt for it, maybe at some point we will get this, but this particular version most certainly will not be released because it's the larger style minis. Whoop, I knocked it over. It's the larger style minis compared to the newer ones. So obviously this is one of the older minis, which we can see the Parasaurolophus pretty close to the same size as the Lythronax, so showing you that this is definitely one of the, larger, older minis that Mattel had released. So basically what that tells us is that this is not a figure that is currently planned for release as far as at least this exact size range and everything in the minis, because obviously when it comes to Mattel and their newer minis, they have decreased in size, which means that this is a figure that was meant to be released a little ways back and obviously for some reason got passed up, skipped over. I don't know why, but you know, maybe in the future, again, we will get a release of a Lythronax. I haven't heard any rumblings of it or anything lately, but we can keep our fingers crossed, you know, that maybe this one will come back and get a release at some point. Regardless, I'm still psyched to actually have one in my collection, and I would love to hear what you guys think of it, so let me know in the comment section, and of course like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.